All right. Good morning, everyone. As always, we'll do a broad market outlook, look for some top ideas and some member ideas as well. So again, starting off end of the week, we had a phenomenal, trading day on Friday, super strong close. We do want to remember that we are in this kind of broad range. I put these like little notes here. 420 has been obvious resistance. When we do, or if we do get up here, this is kind of the time to be taking more profits, being more defensive. And as we come into support, I've joked here, like when Jim Cramer says it's a bear market, this is the time we want to buy. So we're getting, towards the upper end of this range, we're wanting to be aware of that and not just blindly buying anything because things look very good as we run into resistance. 10-year continues to H over in this broader megaphone pattern, and these patterns typically should expect to see lower price action from it. So it's good to see that this the 10-year has been somewhat weak after this pretty dramatic drop a few weeks ago. Again, tech has been extremely strong lately. That's been kind of the place to be. Looking at the tech sector, this is very close to the prior retest. So again, same things. We want to be a little more cautious and aware of this. Run up. This is in the last month, it's like a 15% run up off the lows. Everything on Friday, again, all the sectors closed very strong. So if you had positions on already, it's great. It will most likely be very difficult to start to initiate new positions coming into this week, just given the moves that we've had coming into, mostly on Friday. Really not any weak sectors. Everything just pretty much broke out last week. Again, a couple swings that I have on this Tesla. It's back down today on some like Dogecoin lawsuit news. So we'll see
Oh
how
boy.
that reacts. Yeah, I saw this one. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I upped the stop just to under break even. Again, I'm not trying to hold this thing back on some. It's a joke of a lawsuit. Like some guys trying to sue Elon Musk for tweeting about Dogecoin. But again, that I'll just take off break even if it opens today under 200, where I bought it on Friday, even though it looked amazing Friday, but this lawsuit is bringing it down for now. CHKP right at the trigger, triggered me late on Friday. Keep an eye on this 130 area versus 126. And this SNPS also got this one on Friday. It's kind of bluish. Again, we have the blue sky breakout. We still have to contest for this 391 area. We'll see if that's going to retest. If it gets up there today and kind of, halts there and starts to reverse, we look to take some profits if they can clear through it, put some strength. No reason why to not continue holding it. Of course, Monster went on Friday. This one I did miss after watching this name for kills me that we've talked about 100 times. And of course, the day it goes buying Tesla, which they might never really trade, but if anyone got it, it looks phenomenal. Other than that, Heavens, any top ideas nerds want to go over?
Yeah, we got a few actually. Let me pull up the Discord real quick. So let's see. Ricky's looking at two over here. He's got ZTO. It's actually on my watch list as well. Mike found that one yesterday when we were scanning live on Sunday yesterday. So through this 29 area.
29 versus like 28.
Yeah, I would say probably give it that dollar risk. I mean, if we can, if it does kind of just get a strong move, which I doubt today, just because of how we closed last week, probably end up chopping a little bit today. But maybe even a low of day stop where you're only risking 50 cents rather than a dollar, because you do have a little bit of a resistance at 30, right? So just from a risk reward standpoint, that might not be the best yet. Well, we got something in the chat right here. Connor is looking at TXN through 186. He said he'd like to see a few days of consolidation. Yeah, I think he posted this one in the chat on Friday. I definitely agree. It needs consolidation, right? You're buying fourth day up into resistance. Your support area is down at 174. No reason to be buying this today or even this week until we see either a pullback or some inside days there.
Definitely agree.
The other one Ricky's looking at is MYGN through 24. Kind of similar to that ZTO, I would say. Looks solid. I mean, probably needs a little more time. I think that 28 is like the real level that it needs to get to. That's kind of like the base breakout area. So that's what I'm thinking about that one. George is looking at a few. He's got TOL on watch. Didn't give me a entry, but he said this is a cup and handle. I would say this is just a bull flag. The cup and handle would be if it came all the way back up to 75 and then
Yeah.
consolidated. That's the cup and handle. So, but this is a good bull flag. Just a improper pattern there. Weekly chart looks really good, through that 60 area. Looks pretty solid. Next one he's got is KBH.
Keep, uh,
KBH, yeah. KB
a
home.
lot of home builders.
Yeah. Yeah, post earnings flag. I'm assuming he's looking to buy this one through 40, 50 area.
Yeah, I mean, that we definitely see this, I'll just say 41. 41
Mhm.
definitely has been even pre-pandemic. This definitely has been a spot for the name.
Yeah.
And it might probably just will need some time just to develop more this like post earnings flag, but I think it looks, definitely looks very good.
I agree. Yeah, the next one he's looking at is LNTH. Again, I'm assuming through 84. He didn't post an entry. This one probably needs a little more time. It seems a bit extended in the short term.
Yeah.
Just kind of, you're buying like the third flag, which into all-time highs. I would wait on this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
The other one he's looking at is DECK, DECK. It's a little flag after breaking out of the macro all-time highs. I mean, yeah, it's a little Mickey Mouse, but if it wants to hold that all-time highs as support, turn it into support, maybe with a little more consolidation up here, we could get something. I think a pullback
Yeah,
almost into that where you had it looked pretty good. But yeah, that's a big move off that 400 area.
yeah. So this, I mean, this through 450 in time definitely is going to be a good one, I think. But like you said, this got to just pull. This is again their overall theme of we're going to see a lot of these charts this week that have
Mhm.
run into resistance, have gone on this amazing run. They look perfect, and that's a time where this past year when we've seen that, that's been the time to be way more defensive and taking those profits, not looking to get in now. So if this can pull into the 425, even anything versus 400 is really fair game for this name. But this is a huge pattern going back more than a year, and you could probably see us move to 500 in time. But we just need to see like a somewhat of a pullback. It's not just going to go from 450 to 500 after the 50-point run it's just been on.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the lows from last May, right? Since last May, it's sort of just been in this ascending channel. You can draw a clear resistance and support line. So you're buying at the top of the channel. You want to be buying at the bottom of the channel. So wait for that to come back to maybe that 425 area. That's probably the spot to get in. Let it fall back under resistance. Look for that sneaky buyback. That's kind of the better entry. The other one he's got is CLX. He said really nice through 160 versus 153 with a target of 165 for the gap fill.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Definitely been set up for some time. This is like that second, like this was like that first like base break. This is now the second one. So definitely see what he's looking at. Just looking at lower beta names, so we wouldn't expect crazy fireworks out of the company that sells bleach, but definitely see the setup he's looking at here.
Yeah, weekly chart looks really clean. Alec is looking at Yeti.
I was looking at this actually the other day, this weekend. I think it's through this 40. I think this looks really good.
You buying this in the challenge account?
So I actually put in an order today. I just keep buying more Snapchat. Just I just like I need to be extremely concentrated when the funds are so small. I can't really be picking up 2 shares of this and 1 share of that. So for now, it's just I keep buying Snapchat until there's something that I really like. But I was looking at this. I almost put this on the big picture for 40. But yeah, I definitely see dollar risk here, very defined. Definitely have some room up here for a little move back into this 50 area. So definitely like it.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree with you about being all in on Snap. I mean, I got 1 share of McDonald's, I got 1 share of Duolingo. They're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good over here, back to all-time highs. My 1 share is doing nice. Yeah, bought that one 130. So just letting them work my
Mhm.
little one shares and upping my stops and just kind of letting them go. But I definitely see the idea on Snap too. It's down here you're able to get a good chunk of them since it's only like $11. If you can get back up. It's just funny because I just remember how you were the biggest hater of Snapchat.
Mhm.
And here you are buying it. So it's
Yeah.
funny how things can change. But let's see what else. Oscar's got a couple here. He's looking at ACLS through 163.50, stop under
I'm sorry.
132.50.
Well, ACLS
Yep, that one.
through, I guess, what is it, 136? Oh, this is 165. 136.
Yeah,
Yeah.
136.50. Yeah.
This might need some time. I definitely
Yeah.
see the flags looking at, but you just keep seeing all these like little dojis up here. It just, you
I
know.
agree. Yeah, it needs some time. And if you look at the weekly chart, right, like you can see how extended this really is. It's like the entry was 80, right?
Mhm.
It's like that's a clean base. You get a consolidation on the daily chart under 80. You're buying that 80 breakout and you're just letting it ride. Up here, you're kind of chasing, in my opinion.
Mhm. Yeah, this definitely needs some time.
Yeah. Next one he's looking at is FSLR through. He said
220.
he said 119.55, but yeah, I would just say two nine. What did he say? Yeah, 219.55, but I would just say 220. Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I guess, blue sky. This is like technically the retest. So, what goes on with that. I think in time looks good, but it just needs to, this just needs to set up a little bit more.
Yeah, I guess for a momentum play, you could kind of see it there, but it's just very tough to swing this just because it's so extended. It
Yeah.
really needs to chill out a bit, let the moving averages catch up.
Mhm.
Um, and then the other one he's looking at is IRDM, which I think Shake had his eye on this one last week. He's looking to buy this one through 61.50.
I remember this, I think we took this name years ago, back in like the 20s. But I'm sorry, what was I looking at it through?
61.50.
I mean, it's at 62
Yeah.
already. I can see 62 half.
hmm Yeah, maybe
Um,
62.50. Maybe needs a little bit of a pullback just from
yeah.
the move that it made the last like what is that, 6 days?
Mhm.
Probably needs to pull back to like 61 and then give us a little bit of sideways, basically between 61 and 62. You got a dollar risk. I think that's a better setup in time. Another one he's looking at is oh, actually, I was wrong. The IRDM he was looking at 62.50. So he had the same entry as you.
Mhm.
The one that was 61.50 is TTD.
Yes, when did they split it? 10 to 1. Um, they're what, 62?
61.50 for this one. So basically above Friday, Thursdays area.
Trying to see where this downtrend ends up to. This downtrend break in time looks pretty good.
Mhm.
Earnings aren't until May, so you got some time on that. It just might need a little bit more. Like if this is like this kind of wedge that's been forming, a little bit more time to kind of fill in here before it's ready. But I think looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And then another one a few people are looking at is this Wingstop. Looking to buy this one through 185.50. He said starting small position through 185.50 and then a full position through the 189 breakout.
Yeah, this thing has been, it's at all-time highs or above it.
Mhm.
Um, definitely a strong name. Through that 185, 188, through these all-time highs, I think, this is definitely a place you want to be. This is kind of, I guess, not technically the retest because this would have been on earnings when they failed it. So this is, I guess, technically the third or fourth attempt, but it's just so close to that prior one that it's, eventually this is probably going to, you'll probably see this go to, 220. but it might need a little bit more time to develop because there's just such a tiny little flag here that even if this does go, it's like this measured move is like $8, where you almost want like this more of a dramatic pull in to give you, that, next row leg higher. But this is, top right, couldn't ask for more from the location of it chart wise. Looks great.
Yeah. I got a couple I'm looking at. First one is ZTS. It's kind of giving us a wedge. Looks like it's gapping up today. Might leave without us. I'm not looking to chase it, but yeah, a nice little wedge pattern. I was looking to buy this one through 168 area or 167.
Like it.
Yeah, weekly chart looks really good. My
Mhm.
favorite for the week was this EXAS, which ended up also being trade of the week from Shake. So seems like we got our eyes in the same place. Looks like you already got it mapped out.
Mhm.
But yeah, through that 60, 69, 70 area is kind of where I'm looking to get in. The weekly chart looks really, really nice. I mean, if you go look at the weekly, you can see a clean downtrend basically from 2021 down to 2022. And now that's starting to shift, right? And we're getting a nice post, or not post earnings, but we're getting a nice flag here.
Mhm.
So it looks good for the trend up now.
Yeah, we got the breakdown stage, we have the basing stage, in this area, and then we should have the new breakout stage, to come. I think this looks great.
Mhm. Another one I'm looking at is this AOS that had some resistance around 68, kind of finally got above it, and it's sort of holding that area as support now. Got an inside day on Friday, so I would actually look for an entry through that 69.50 area with a stop at just under 68. Looks pretty good.
Like this is, again, another textbook bull flag. Had the breakdown stage, it's spaced out, it's flagging, looks great.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one I have here is this AMAT. I don't think it's ready on the daily, but the weekly chart looks really good after a little shakeout of the previous week and then back up. So through this 125 area, it looks pretty good. Yeah, break out of that base area.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of these bases develop that have been developed for months, and this is like, we feel like the market's going to crash lower, and you just keep seeing so many of these bases and flags at the right side of the base after 3, 6, 8 months, where those are just signs where it's like you should expect the price action to lead itself higher with time. But the bases, again, it's a consolidation period, so we don't want to like jump the gun broadly. But this, again, a lot of really good charts.
Yep, definitely. A lot of good setups. That's basically it on my end.
All right, guys, so we got the opening few. We're gonna keep a close eye on this Tesla to see how it's reacting to this, dumb news, but see how it goes.
Yeah, I ended up cashing out a Tesla on Friday, which seems like it was the right move. But definitely looking to buy it back. I mean, if it can hold Friday's lows, can look for another entry. I think it's really strong. And like you said, the news is kind of stupid.
Mhm.
So usually on this stupid news sort of things, we get these gap downs, and it actually ends up being a good opportunity to get some more shares. So that's what I'll be looking for.
All right, guys, well, we'll see you in the chat.
Cool. See ya.
See ya.